I acknowledge that there is a desire and a need for some kind of a position-taking public statement from the Vice-Chancellor. So I'm going to try and do this. Will be, if all of this, I'm making the assumption now, all of this goes ahead. This will be the only major country that I know of where the state is consciously and deliberately disinvesting from higher education. This will be the only major country that I know of where there will be no state contribution to the study of the arts and humanities. This will be the only major country that I know of which will have created an incentive for its young people to leave. This will be the only major country that I know of where the state is saying that national debt is bad and should be eliminated, but individual debt is good for education and should be encouraged. It will also be, as far as I know, the only major country where you would, if you could pay up front, you would get penalised for doing so.
First question is about what assistance will the university provide to students to oppose the rising tuition fees or spending cuts, and are you fundamentally opposed to tuition fees?
On the first, supporting students, I think the answer is in 2.5 parts. The first is I can tell you, as I've just done, where I stand, and this is a university position. You can download the paper from the web and use it any way you like. Secondly, we freely acknowledge the anger and the discontent, the concerns of students, and we will not stand in your way when you go out and protest. I must add the caveat that when you protest, please do that in a manner that is acceptable. What we cannot do is give you money, but we cannot give you money for a simple reason: we're an educational charity and we will be tested on how we spend our money. The last one, am I opposed to fees? No, I'm not opposed to fees. Would at 6K or whatever it is, would the university make more or less money? If the current proposed cuts go ahead at the magnitude, etc., that's discussed, the fees that would need to be charged on average across the sector would be in excess of £7,000. That would vary university to university, and it would vary according to what subjects you study. When you say, will the university make more or less money, that on average, the answer would be at 6,000 you would make less money.
I'd like to know what would be the university's stand on international students and if there will be any effect on our fees.
I think no is the short answer to that. Does the university value the arts and humanities and will plug funding on it? So we have articulated some principles, and one of these principles say we would want to remain a broad-based university, and we find value in that. We believe it's part of what makes Newcastle good and distinctive. We value that. We see that as part of what makes Newcastle, and we would like to continue that.
So the proposed cuts in 2012, are we able to access data showing what the university wants to do? At
present, we are trying to understand the questions, and there are no plans, but there is a group led by Professor Tony Stevenson, who is the Pro-Vice Chancellor for Planning and Resources. That group has the task of getting to a point where fees, and if there need to be cuts, I think shifts are much more likely, by the way. That group is one that the student representative, we have student representatives on that group.